Welcome to this cold and dark quick start for the PMDG 777 for MSFS. Let's jump inside and get started. Of course, our startup process starts on the overhead panel. First, we'll set the navigation system to align, so that's the Adiro switch in the top left. We switch it on. In the EFB, we'll head over to ground operations and we'll request ground power. On the overhead panel, you'll see external power is now available, so we'll switch on external power. With external power connected, we will start the APU. Wait until you see APU running on the center display. Once the APU is running, we can deactivate the external power. On the EFB, we can also release the ground power cart. Before we start the engine, we'll need to close the doors. However, before we can close the doors, we need to release all the ground vehicles. And we'll now close all the doors. So now it's time to start the engines. Flick the starters to start, head down to the pedestal, and set the fuel controls to run. A good start is signified by an M1 value of 227. Okay, let's just square away all the hydraulic switches up here. So the four systems here are switched over to auto. We'll now make sure the left and right forward fuel pumps are on. And finally, those last two hydraulic switches should be on. To finish aligning the navigation system, we need to tell the airplane where it is. So on the FMC, head to FMC. You can safely clear out the nav data out of date message if you have it. On position initialize, copy the GPS position into the inertial position. You'll see that your navigation displays are working correctly. With engine started, you can of course switch off the APU before you leave the gate. Arm and guard emergency lights. And finally, on the EFB, remove the wheel chocks. One last job before we taxi out. I'm going to set the flaps to 5. And that's it. You've successfully started the 777. From here on out, you can follow my full flight tutorial, which is linked in the description below. If you found this useful, please drop a like. Feel free to subscribe for regular sim content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.